Hey everyone, welcome back to Breaking the Cycle. I'm Kelly. This is episode 10 of the podcast. And if you're new here, this is also my Substack newsletter read out loud, so you can learn on the go without losing anything. When someone tells you to just breathe when you're stressed, it feels dismissive, like it's too simple to actually work. This episode is about why they're more right than you think and why most people completely misunderstand what breath work actually is. It's not about good vibes or positive energy, it's pure physiology. Your breath is the only function of your autonomic nervous system that you can consciously control, which makes it a direct backdoor into your stress response. And once you understand the mechanism, it stops sounding like wellness fluff and starts sounding like the emergency intervention it actually is. I'll break down exactly what's happening in your nervous system when you breathe intentionally, why the exhale is where the real work happens, and the 3 breathing techniques I use personally, including one I used to use on structure fire calls to bring my heart rate down from 200 beats per minute in real time. If you've ever written off breathwork as soft, this episode will change your mind. Let's get into it. So, breathwork isn't about positive thinking or manifesting good vibes. It's literally physiology. And once you understand the mechanisms, it stops sounding like BS and starts sounding like the emergency intervention it really is. The problem is you can't think your way out of stress. Your autonomic nervous system runs your body on autopilot. Heart rate, automatic. Digestion, automatic. Stress response, automatic. Have you ever gone to the doctor and had white coat syndrome and your blood pressure is through the roof and you think really hard to try and bring that blood pressure down and you just can't do it? Yeah, that's automatic. When your amygdala, which is your brain's alarm system, decides you're in danger, whether that's a legitimate threat or just being snowed in on a Sunday, it floods your body with cortisol and adrenaline. Your heart races, your muscles tense, your digestion shuts down. And here's the kicker: you cannot think your way out of it. As a former first responder, we always knew when someone was really sick or just faking it by their vital signs. If they were complaining of extreme pain, like 10 out of 10 pain, but their blood pressure, heart rate, and breathing rate were all normal, we knew it was usually bullshit because they couldn't control their autonomic nervous system. You can't tell yourself calm down and expect your heart rate to listen. You can't rationalize away a stress response. Your conscious mind doesn't have access to those controls except for this one thing. Breathing is both automatic and voluntary. Breathing is the only function of your autonomic nervous system that you can consciously control. You breathe without thinking, which makes it automatic. But you can also hold your breath, speed it up, or slow it down, which is voluntary. This makes it the back door into your nervous system, the manual override button. So, your vagus nerve is listening. Here's what's actually happening when you do intentional breath work. When you're stressed, shallow chest breathing, short, quick inhales and exhales, this sends a danger signal to your brain. It keeps you stuck in sympathetic mode, which is our fight or flight. Stop right now and think about the last time you truly took like a deep breath, like a full inhale and full exhale. I catch myself all the time, as we would call it back in firefighting, we called it guppy breathing. So it's very short breathing. When you breathe intentionally, especially with long exhales, you activate that vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve runs from your brainstem down to your diaphragm. And long exhales send a "we're safe" signal up to the nerve of your brain. So this shifts you into parasympathetic mode, which is that rest and digest, which we all need a little bit more of. The vagus nerve controls heart rate variability, which is your body's stress resilience, inflammation levels, digestive function, emotional regulation, your ability to feel calm and grounded. And when you do long, slow exhales, you're literally telling your brain, we're not in danger, stand down. And a lot of people think it sounds really woo woo and hippie, but it's not. Breathwork gets dismissed because number one, it's free and no one profits from teaching you to breathe, so it doesn't get marketed like supplements or fitness programs. Number two, it's extremely simple, which is never sexy. We're conditioned to think that if something is easy, it can't be effective. Real solutions should be complicated, expensive, or require some sort of suffering, right? And number three, it's been co opted by wellness culture. When breathing gets lumped in with crystals and manifestation, it loses credibility, even though the science is rock solid. But this isn't mystical, it's mechanical. The Navy SEALs use this tactic to slow their heart rate and improve focus and decision making. You're not sending good energy into the universe. You're activating a cranial nerve that directly regulates your stress response. And here's the data that backs it up. This isn't just theoretical, and the research is actually pretty clear on all of these. 4-7-8 breathing, which you inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale all the way out for 8, measurably drops cortisol levels. Box breathing, so you inhale, hold, exhale, hold, all for equal counts. So it could be like 4-4-4 breathing, 5-5-5. That's used by Navy SEALs to improve decision making under pressure. And then coherent breathing, 5 to 6 breaths per minute, increases heart rate variability, which is your body's ability to adapt to stress. One study showed that just 5 minutes of slow breathing dropped participants' anxiety levels as effectively as a low dose of anti-anxiety medication. 5 minutes. I personally used breathwork during intense firefighting calls and during times of high stress on the fire department. I specifically remember a structure fire call where we were first on scene. I grabbed the fire hose, started making entry into the house, and it was at that point in time when I stopped. I really focused on slowing my breathing, and I could feel my heart rate slow down. As even more proof that breath really works, my heart rate that was being monitored by my Apple Watch went from a crazy 200 beats per minute, because it was middle of summer and super hot, to a slowed 170 beats per minute. And that could be the difference between a heart attack in a firefighter and a healthy firefighter. So this matters for everything else. Here's why breathwork is weaved into my breaking the cycle framework. Without nervous system regulation, nothing else really works. You can have the perfect nutrition plan, but if your body is stuck in that fight or flight, your digestion shuts down and you can't absorb nutrients properly. You can have the best workout program in the entire world, but if your nervous system is fried, you won't recover. You'll just dig yourself deeper into a stress hole. You can prioritize sleep, but if your amygdala is screaming that you're in danger, good luck falling asleep or at least staying asleep. You have to get out of that survival mode first. And breathwork is the fastest, most accessible, and free tool you have to do that. Here is how we actually want to use it. You don't need a 45-minute breathwork class or a certification in some crazy yoga pranayama breathing. Start here. The 4-7-8 breath for immediate calm. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, exhale through your mouth for 8 counts, and repeat it 4 times. That's it. I use this before I go to bed, and usually I don't make it to the 4th one before I'm asleep. Box breathing is for focus under pressure. So you inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and you repeat for 5 minutes. And then coherent breathing for daily nervous system training is inhale for 5 counts, exhale for 5 counts. And you do this for 10 to 20 minutes daily to build resilience over time. And shit, you can even do that on your car ride into work or on the way home from work. So it's super easy to do. The key is the exhale. That's where the magic happens. Long, slow exhales are the vagus nerve's favorite thing. And if you head on over to my Substack, I actually linked a breathwork video in there, and you can follow along the video and use it anywhere. You can do it in the gym, you can do it on your ride home. Bottom line is, breathwork is not woo-woo. It's not about good vibes or positive energy. It's about using the one voluntary control you have over your autonomic nervous system to tell that brain that you're safe and you can stop running now. You can't think your way out of a stress response, but you can breathe your way out of it. And that's not fake. That is physiology. If this resonated, don't miss the next one. New episodes are dropping weekly covering sleep, stress management, recovery, nutrition, and movement. The 5 things that actually determine how you feel every day. Follow Breaking the Cycle Wellness on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or whatever you listen to so you never miss an episode. And if you want to go deeper, head to my Substack where I publish the full written breakdowns, guides, and resources that go alongside every episode. The link is in the show notes. Let's break the cycle.